Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. The Coquihalla reopens to all traffic, slowly. Chilliwack looking at new budgets, and property taxes will be on the rise. The Chilliwack Chamber will not present their annual business awards, and the Chilliwack Giants preparing for spring football. Our special guest this week includes Lisa Braun, the artistic director for CSOPA, the Chilliwack School of Performing Arts. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. And our top story. In November, when the atmospheric rains came, it was the power of Mother Nature that basically blasted apart the Coquihalla in a number of areas. And this past Wednesday, the Coquihalla reopened to all traffic. Now, for the past few weeks, only essential traffic, basically truckers, were able to use the route. Now, there will be speed and weather restrictions as winter snow will remain the issue until the spring thaw. Now, the other good thing is we may see Highway 1 open by the end of the month. A break for gym rats and those concerned that the recent COVID restrictions on workout facilities were not helping mental health. COVID restrictions in place since Christmas time will be relaxed for some and stay in place for others. Now, bars and nightclubs to remain closed through February 16, with 50% capacity limits in place for restaurants. The policy to be reassessed next month. Gyms will be reopened with enhanced safety measures in place. The verbal sparring between former BC Teachers Federation President Glenn Hansman and Chilliwack School Trustee Barry Neufeld will go to the highest court in the land. The former BCTF president asked the Supreme Court of Canada for a leave of appeal involving a BC Court of Appeals decision to dismiss a defamation lawsuit against Neufeld. Neufeld filed a defamation lawsuit against Hansman in 2018. Neufeld's comments about SOGI 123 were viewed by Hansman as hateful, transphobic, and discriminatory. Hansman, among others, called for Neufeld to resign. Neufeld said, among other things, that he suffered indignity and harassment over Hansman's public criticism and his comments. Now, in 2020, the case went to the BC Court of Appeal. In 2021, the court sided with Neufeld. Hansman's lawyers do not have a date on when this new case goes to the Supreme Court. The City of Chilliwack financial plan and the 2022 budget were under the microscope during Tuesday night's public hearing, so a property tax hike of 2.99% is coming. Now, this will help to pay for improvements for everything from Townsend Park and Yarrow Community Park to an increase in manpower for the RCMP and firefighters, as well transit improvements. The detailed document can be found on the agenda page for the City of Chilliwack. Now, the City of Abbotsford is also looking for a similar 2.9% increase in their property taxes. And still with business, the Chilliwack Chamber of Commerce Business Excellence Awards won't take place this year. Executive Director Leanna Camp telling chillTV that this time there will not be a gala due to the pandemic and the ever-changing restrictions. However, Business Excellence 2021 Courage and Resilience Edition will be a 6-week video tour of some of these amazing businesses and organizations. Now, the Chamber will be featuring a video starting sometime in February. And still with business, Aromatica Fine Teas has changed owners, but this is not any COVID business tragedy. The store remains next to Minter Country Gardens, and yes, it's still in business. SOPA, also known as the Chilliwack School of Performing Arts, is presenting the Nickelodeon SpongeBob the Musical. Now, it runs until Sunday the 23rd at the Chilliwack Cultural Center. Music in the musical comes from the likes of Panic at the Disco, Cyndi Lauper, and Aerosmith's Steven Tyler. Artistic director Lisa Braun will join chillTV for an interview in just a couple of minutes' time to talk about this. While the Abbotsford Flea Market has remained open through the latest restrictions and they have the space for social distancing, Princess Armory's Flea Market in Chilliwack does not have that luxury. Organizers have said that the Sunday Flea Market will remain closed for the rest of this month, and they are hoping to open on the first Sunday of February. BC Transit has set in motion the automatic vehicle location technology. It'll be installed in communities and regional transit systems across the province at about 315 buses that are operating on all conventional fixed routes in BC. Fraser Valley Transit, which serves Abbotsford and Mission, as well as Chilliwack Transit, will see this in the spring. Basically, it's an app that's supposed to tell you when your bus is supposed to arrive at your stop. This past Monday would have been Betty White's 100th birthday. We lost Betty on New Year's Eve. Now, there was a major social media push that in her honor, you make some type of a donation, however big or small, to an animal shelter for her birthday. And it worked. Chilliwack Animal Safe Haven raised about $4,500. In Abbotsford, a Worthy Claws raised $2,400. And the British Columbia SPCA picked up $400,000. And in case you didn't know by now, Betty White was well known as an animal rights activist. chillTV and Don Lehn, and news of the week with Lisa Braun, who is the artistic director of CSOPA, the Chilliwack School of the Performing Arts. Now, I guess we got to make sure that we get credits proper here. So is it Nickelodeon's SpongeBob the Musical?
Yes, yes, Nickelodeon is the licensing company, so it's Nickelodeon.
How did this all come to? How did this all come together? Because we're dealing with a pandemic, and you're trying to put on a musical, and you've got COVID restrictions. This must have been hours of pulling your hair out and trying to organize all of this.
I mean, we're only here because the team is unbelievable. The cast is so resilient, and we work with volunteers and professionals and our own staff, and everybody just pulled it together, really. But when we started doing this, we were looking forward to an easier January, and plans changed. But we felt this show was really important and very joyful, and we wanted to share it with everybody.
How long were you in rehearsal from original table read to that first dress and tech?
The cast rehearses for 700 hours in total, or they spend about 700 hours on the show in total. We started in September, and Tech Week was the top of January. So think of all the things that happened between September and January. And while that happened, we also put together a large show.
Now, let's get to the show itself. Just some of the songwriting credits: Panic at the Disco, Cyndi Lauper, Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. Were you able to secure from Nickelodeon all the music? And if somebody had seen bits and pieces online, this is what they're going to get on stage here in Chilliwack.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the way that musicals work is when you license it, you get the rights to use all of the music and the script in how it's written. We are not allowed to change it in any way, shape, or form. So we have all that incredible music, and it's just been so much fun to learn and to perform for everybody.
How many people in cast and crew and the musicians behind this?
Oh, wow. Okay, so we have a cast of 18 youth between the ages of 12 and 18. We have an orchestra of 13 and our orchestral conductor, Trisha Bueller. And then crew, we've got a lot of volunteer crew who are working backstage, probably about 12 to 15 people. And then our staff and and all the designers too. All total, probably about 60, 65 people, not all in the same room at once, of course, but a big team.
Yeah, so it's not a small production. Obviously, we got to do some shout outs. Anybody in particular that needs a tip of the hat, because this is a gargantuan event, and so far the reviews have been great.
Yeah, I don't really think I can single anyone out. This team has been so resilient, and when everything kind of got a little more hectic at the beginning of January, everybody just pulled together. And we figured out how to get in on stage. We lost tech time, which in theater is very difficult to lose. And we lost a couple of days there. We've lost some rehearsal time. But the cast just kept coming back for more. And our team just kept shifting and flexing to put on stage the show that we put on stage.
And this is at the Chilliwack Center for the Performing Arts. So you're on until Sunday. Tickets are available at the door, or because of COVID, do you have to get your tickets in advance?
You can actually get tickets at the door. You can also get them online at www.chilliwackculturalcenter.ca or by phone 604-391-SHOW.
Lisa Braun, the artistic director of CSOPA, thanks again. I know you got to get back to rehearsals and such. Looking forward to the show, and we will talk again very soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
And you're watching Chill TV's News of the Week. Chill TV Sports Chilliwack Giants have had a very busy week. Their virtual AGM was well attended. They did pass one motion that they will go to six-man football for Adam. It's really big in Saskatchewan, so they're going to do it here. Also, the Giants spring football registration is on until the 30th. This is for all the categories for U8 to U18. Now, jerseys and the shorts will be included with your registration this year. More information and the cost can be found on the Chilliwack Giants social media. And Chilliwack FC's concerns about a frozen field at Exhibition Stadium are over now that the city was able to clear the snow and the ice. Practice for FC as well as Chilliwack Secondary is back on track. Andrea Laycock with Chilliwack FC thanked the city on social media with one picture caption that simply said it all. A washed field never melts. Well, it's been cleared now. Chill TV weather, plenty of sunshine throughout the entire weekend and the highs near 8. Perfect trail hiking weather. If you'd like to participate in reporting news and you have a story you think we should know about, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.